my name is Leela and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to learn how to make Mantou. Now Mantou are the plain Chinese buns and they're kind of squishy, similar to white bread. Now what we need to start out with is called a dough starter. And in my other video you can see how to make this dough starter. So once you have the dough starter made, then we can go ahead and start on our Mantou. Okay, now here I have all of my dry ingredients, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix my cake flour with my regular flour, and I'm just going to stir these up just to mix them thoroughly together, just like that. And then I'm going to add the sugar and the baking powder. And then finally, I'm just going to add our yeast. Now, I'm going to mix this up and make sure it's thoroughly mixed together. And once my dry ingredients are mixed together, I'm going to go ahead and just slowly add in my water and my dough starter, just like that, and then my milk. And I just want to stir until this forms a nice dough. And once you have your dough start to form, you can just knead it just like this. Using your hand, just knead the dough. And after kneading it for about 5 minutes, you just want to add a teaspoon of your vegetable oil and then continue kneading your dough, just like this. Okay, now what you want to do is you just want to cut squares of wax paper just about this size. And this is what we are going to place our buns on so that they don't stick to our steamer. So go ahead and cut these squares. And once you have your squares cut, you can go ahead and place them in the steamer. I went ahead and just placed 4 because what's going to happen is once we place our buns in here, they are actually going to rise. So I do about 4 at a time in my steamer. Once you've kneaded your dough, you can go ahead and turn it out onto a well-floured surface. Now what we're going to do is we're going to flatten the dough out into the shape of a rectangle. So I'm going to just use my rolling pin, which I have floured as well, and I'm just going to flatten out my dough, just like this. And once I have my dough flattened out into a fairly long, thin rectangle, what I'm going to do is I am going to first just chop off the ends to make them even, so that you really do have a rectangle. And then I'm going to cut it in half, just like this. And what I'm going to do with each half is I'm just going to start at the bottom and roll the dough up like this, so that you have 2 rolls. And once you have your roll, what you want to do is just cut it into pieces, just like that. And now these are going to be your buns. So you just want to cut them into small pieces, just like this. Okay, and once your rolls are cut, we can go ahead and place them on the pieces of wax paper in our steamer, just like that. And what we're going to do is we are just going to let them sit for about 45 minutes. So go ahead and place them in there. And your extras that don't fit into the steamer, you can just place on pieces of wax paper on a cookie sheet. And after about 45 minutes, we're going to go ahead and steam our buns. So what we want to do is just bring a large pot of water to boil. And remember, we want to make sure our steamer fits on top of our pot. So just go ahead and bring that water to a boil. And once the water comes to a boil, what we're going to do is we are just going to place our steamer right on top, just like that. And then just place our lid on top of that and let our buns steam. Okay, and after about 11 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and just turn the heat off. And I'm going to remove my steamer from my pot. And here are my finished steamed Mantou buns. And as you can see, they've risen quite a bit. And you can go ahead and just serve them right out of the steamer. Enjoy!